Hello and welcome everyone. Uh, I welcome you to this video discussion of Sociology Optional Free Practice Test Series, test discussion number 3. Uh, I must admit in the beginning that there would be a lot of background noise today because the area where I'm doing this recording, this is an election day there. The municipal election is going on. And as a result, we couldn't access our studio today. So I'm doing the recording from somewhere else. Given that the background noise would be there, I'm really sorry for that. Anyway, let's carry forward with the discussion. By the way, right now I'm looking at the attendance, and it's very dismal. We have just 5 people. No, it's not 5, it's 4 actually, because as Zoom is showing, it's 5. One is me as well, right? So out of the admission of 14 people who have registered themselves for this test series, I'm looking at an attendance of only 4 right now, which is actually not welcome. Anyway, let's see. Gradually, as we have understood from the previous experiences, a lot of you look at the recordings. When we publish this recording on our website, you go for the recordings. But I would prefer somehow to have you live during the discussion. But I think there is also an error from our side, because normally this discussion is kept at 11. This week, or this for this particular test, we have preponed it by 1 more hour, and we have scheduled it at 10 a.m. So I can understand that why the attendance is low. Fine, not an issue. Let's carry forward with all who we are here present. Fine. Now, the topic for this test was the topics rather. There were 2 topics. Number 1, sociology and its relationship with other social sciences, or comparison of sociology with other social sciences, and sociology and common sense. From these 2 topics, we had 2 respective questions. Question number 1 was that, as it read, history is the sociology of the past, and sociology is the history of the present. Right, that's the first question. And the second question was about sociology and common sense, which read that common sense cannot contemplate the reality holistically, right? So these were the two questions. Fine, let's look at them. Let's try and understand about the intricacies here. I'm going for the first question first. That is, history is the sociology of the past, and sociology is the history of the present. Let's try and understand the relationship between these 2 subjects here. See, as we understand history is the study of the past, right? What the historians they do, they try to understand the causality and the effect of the events of the past. And not only that, they also try to understand the situation behind and the situation which may happen resultant to these events. The social developments, social changes, whatever may happen, the historians, they try to contemplate that. Clear? Additionally, history also helps forming identity of the people, right? Today, the various identities that we look at, the identity of Indians, the identity of the Britishers, the various identities that we look at, there's a huge impact of history behind the rise of that identity, right? Say, for example, the people of India, we are so diverse, right? I'm looking at Punjabis in Punjab, I'm looking at Haryanvis in Haryana, I'm looking at Awadh, Bundelkhand region, people from Bundelis from Bundelkhand region, Awadhis from Awadh region, Marathis, Gujaratis, Tamilians. But in spite of that, at the end of the day, they all come together and they form the identity of Indians. Why? A historical event called India's freedom movement. It is India's freedom movement which ultimately consolidated this population together and helped frame this one identity called Indians, right? At the same point of time, history also helps us in studying the what to say? History studies anything, the developments within the society holistically from every possible angle. History is not monodimensional. No, what it does, it has a broad overview of the situation. It looks at the political impacts, the political situation, their impact on the society, simultaneously the economic developments, everything, every aspect is taken into consideration. Religion, politics, education, legal system, all of their impacts, everything is studied holistically by history, right? Similar is also the nature of sociology, right? Here in sociology as well, we are not monodimensional. What we do, we take a broad overview of the situation. We look at whatever is going on from every possible dimension. We look at the impact of politics in society, religion in society, education in society, social change, social stratification. Every such minute aspect is studied by sociology. Clear? So in that sense, the nature of study of history and the nature of study of sociology is quite similar. But there is also a major difference. In the beginning of this discussion only, I told you, history is the study of the past, right? Whereas sociology, if you remember our previous discussions of the questions, right? I told you about the formation of sociology, how sociology was established as a distinct discipline. What happened there? What happened is Auguste Comte, it was actually Saint-Simon and Auguste Comte, the duo. They felt the need for a scientific study to understand the ongoing chaos in French society. And this happened with the rise of modernity. When modernity, logic, rationality, they were rising in society, it was in that backdrop that these two stalwarts, they felt the need for a scientific study. And finally, Auguste Comte, the student among the two, Saint-Simon was a teacher, Auguste Comte was a student. He would finally establish sociology as a distinct discipline to study the modern society. Right? So when I look at the scope of the two subjects, while history is looking at the past, sociology is looking at the present, the modern society and on, right? Modern and postmodern societies as we understand. That's what sociology is looking at. Clear? This is the reason, this comparison between the two is the reason why people they thought or they felt that while history is the when we look at history, it is the sociology of the past, and when we look at sociology, it is the history of the present, right? That's the comparison here. That's the comparative analysis here. Along with this discussion, we are also publishing the model answer. Please go through the model answer, right? The discussion in the model answer is also just the same, right? In the page of the test series only, you'll find this model answer. Yes, obviously you have to register for free if you're looking at this video through online. In the description only, the link for the test series is given. Please go to the test series. If you have sociology optional and you're looking for practice, more and more practice, yes, it's available for free. We are offering it for free. Just go to the description, find a link there to access the test series. Go to the test series, register for free, and access the model answers along with these discussions. Okay. Simultaneously, I would also take this opportunity to announce that from April onwards, it is 2nd of April onwards, we are coming up with test series for 2022. These are typically targeted test series for 2022. We are having a total of 20 tests, 16 sectional tests, and 4 full mock there. Along with number of workshops. There would be at least 4 or 5 workshops on different critical areas of the syllabus. Okay, say for example, social change, stratification, politics, comparative analysis of thinkers, those areas where materials are not that easily available or the concepts are a bit difficult to understand. We'll be going for extensive workshops They are not seminars, they would be workshops practically, right? Where we would be giving more amount of time, and every intricate aspect would be covered in details. So that test series will be a combination of both workshops and test series, right? It's practically, as we are conceiving it, it's practically a test series based crash course. That's how we are looking at it. That's how we are preparing it. So if you go to the description, you'll also find the link for that test series. If you want, you can also join that test series, right? We are trying to bring it at as nominal fees as possible, right? Anyway, let's carry forward with the next question. That is the question, the comparative analysis or the difference between sociology and common sense. Okay, that's the second question. Now, when we look at sociology and common sense, see, they both they exist in the present society. A person and a layman, quite often than not, that layman is also able to contemplate the social realities with the help of common sense understanding. This particular aspect, it gives rise to one sense of notion that this means what sociology studies, we can also study that with common sense. No, it's not possible. That's not true. Why it's not true? Number one, when a layman is looking at the social reality, the layman is looking at the social reality from a very highly localized perspective, right? A person living maybe in Telangana, only from the perspective of Telangana is looking at the social reality. That maybe the reality outside may not be the reality outside, right? So there is, number one, a major deficiency in common sense, that is, it's highly localized. On the other hand, sociology, it's highly generalized. What happens in sociology? It's not just one local region that's taken into consideration. Rather, the study is done across a region, across the spectrum, and then a general overview is brought out. Additionally, in sociology, nothing is taken at face value, right? What happens in sociology? We use rigor, we use a particular methodology. Using that rigor and methodology, every minute aspect is properly studied, and then with the help of this rigor and this strenuous work, that finally we draw a conclusion. Okay. On the other hand, common sense most of the time is very unreflective. Why? It cannot even understand its own origin, from where this common sense idea came, right? So as a result, common sense can never ever reach that level what is ordinarily achieved by sociology. Let me use one particular example here. A number of you may find it a bit racial in nature. No, it's not. It actually shows the racial element present within common sense, the face value element present within common sense. Let me talk about a Naga Konyak headhunter. Headhunting is not practiced in India anymore. 1970s onwards, it has been stopped, right? Still, there are a number of Naga Konyak tribes living in different regions. I may talk about the southern part, the extreme southern part of Arunachal Pradesh, the Longning district, and those places, right? Number of Naga Konyak tribes, they inhabit that region. Say a Naga Konyak headhunter all of a sudden comes to our house early in the morning. A Naga Konyak headhunter comes to our house, rings the bell. You open the door and you see a Naga Konyak headhunter holding his battle axe in full gear, wearing that garland of the skulls, is standing outside the gate. What would be your reaction? What would be a common sense reaction? The person who opened the gate would immediately get scared. Replace the situation with, replace this Naga Konyak headhunter with a police person. Early in the morning, the bell is rung. You open the door and you see a police person having a pistol on the side, is standing outside the gate. Will you be scared? No, you would be inquisitive. You would be curious, not scared really, right? You would ask the police person that why the police person has come. Now let's look at the reality here. Did the Naga Konyak headhunter attack the person who opened the gate? No, he didn't. Right? If the Naga Konyak headhunter is holding the battle axe in his hand, the police person is also carrying his weapon, the pistol, on the side, in the holster. If the Naga Konyak headhunter is wearing that garland of skulls, bronze garlands or various garlands of other elements of skulls in the neck, the police person is also wearing the badge here, right? Just the way the police person in a modern day society is maintaining the law and order situation, the Naga Konyak headhunters, they were the protectors, defenders of law and order and people in their respective societies. So what's the difference? There's none. There's practically none, right? When you're looking at a Naga Konyak headhunter, he is as responsible as any law enforcer. But common sense, quite often than not, who are ordinarily not habituated with those practices, for them it may look alien, it may look weird. That's what common sense does. Quite often than not, these racial discriminations and these problems that we look at, they rise from common sense notions. Why? That lack of rigor in study, lack of systematic approach, lack of methodology. That's the major difference between sociology and common sense. Here in the answer, intentionally I use an example as well. Example, real life example to substantiate my opinion. Right? That's the approach. That's normally the approach that happens, that should be taken. Okay. So this is the discussion here. Discussion of the two questions. Now I generally have an appeal to you people here. If you like the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit the like button. Okay. And for the students, one thing, one complaint that I have. Last time I had only 2 copies. This time I have 3 copies. I made a request, made an appeal last time for you people to write answers more and more. See, this is about writing practice. I know not always your answers would be of good quality. Doesn't matter. Even then, please write, do write. Writing doesn't come to us naturally. So please write and send your answers to us. The email ID is support@cognitate.in. Use that email ID. The email ID is also given in the description. Use that email ID. Send your answers to us. Okay. The 3 people who have written answers, your answer copies have already been sent. I've corrected the answer copies and they have already been emailed to you. So please go through your answers. Right. Most of the answers I have found to be satisfactory. Yes, on language part at cases I have asked you to work upon. Right. And say the way I use the example here. In 2 copies, I do remember I have mentioned that it's better to use the examples as well. Right. So please do use the examples if suitable examples are found. Right. Again, to everyone, please hit the like button if you have liked this video, if you have liked this discussion. At the same point of time, do think of subscribing to that test series which we are coming up with for 2022. Right. It's not just a test series, it's practically a test series based crash course. That's how we have conceived it. At a nominal fees, what we could do. Right. That's all, guys. Thank you everyone.